an example for me. Raise a hand high. I see 1 hand, 2 hands, 3 hands. I should see 5 hands in the air. So 5. Jackie, what did you say was a line that had imagery in it? What was the one line that created words or pictures?
I made myself a snowball.
You made, and what were you picturing in your mind when you read that sentence? What were you picturing in your mind?
Him making a snowball.
Him making a snowball. Did anyone use a different word or a different line? Andy?
And let it sleep with me.
And what did you picture in your mind?
He or she going like that, and then the snowball man on the team.
Perfect. Okay. So what reading strategy do you use when you see imagery? What reading strategy? Jesus?
You use hyperbole.
Well, hyperboles are exaggerated words. What reading strategy begins with a V? Jenny, do you know? Visualization. Very good, Jesus. So when we're reading and we're picturing images in our mind, we're reading imagery, but we're using the reading strategy of visualization. So we're talking about 2 different things today. We're talking about the way that words are written, which are literacy elements, and then we're also talking about reading strategies. Okay, there's 2 different things. Okay, so go ahead, Andy. Okay, so now this is one of my favorite poems. So we're on the next page in your packet. Want to see everyone on this page? Okay. So now we're going to answer these questions independently, but we're going to read the poem out loud together. So I'm going to read the first few lines, and then I'm going to cold call one of you to read the second part of the poem. Okay? So Kim, what are we doing right now? Following, and am I going to call on people to read?
Yes.
Yes. So everyone needs to be doing what? Jackie?
Listening.
Listening and following along to the poem. Okay? So this poem is called Sick by an author called Shel Silverstein. He's one of my favorite poets. Okay? So it starts off, I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry, I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. Don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be the insomniatic flu. I cough, I sneeze, I gasp, I choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. Jenny, can you keep reading?
My head hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched, my ankles sprain. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold, my toes are numb. I have a silver in my thumb.
Okay, Andy?
My neck is stiff, my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is floating up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent, my spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108.
Okay, and I'll finish. My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. There's a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail, and my heart is what? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play. So what happened in this poem? What were they saying the whole time?
That he's sick.
Raise your hand. Yep, Andy?
That he was sick.
That he was sick. And then what happened at the end of the poem, Jesus?
He wasn't sick. He just got up and went to go play because it was Saturday and he didn't need to go to school.
Perfect. Okay, so, Andy, go ahead, press enter. Enter. A few times. Yep. Perfect. Okay, so this is your independent practice. Nope, you're perfect. Thank you. So I want you guys to independently answer these questions. Go ahead. Okay, independently answer these questions. I'll give you about 5 minutes, and then we're going to go over them together. Okay? Awesome job, guys. so about 30 more seconds to finish up. Okay, Jenny is doing a great job helping Jackie finish her worksheet. Thank you, Jenny.
You're gonna get a part of it.
Sorry.
Okay, so for the sake of time, we're going to go over this together. Okay, so Andy, the first question was underline 2 examples of imagery. So for this one, we're going to go back because we want to go back to the poem. Okay? So 2 examples of imagery. Who had an example of imagery? What was one example that you wrote? Andy, perfect. Thank you.
A gash, a rash, and purple bumps.
A gash, a rash, and purple bumps. So what do you picture in your head when you hear a gash, a rash, and purple bumps?
Like he having like a big rash and with like purple bumps.
Right, okay. Who else? Who else had an example of imagery? One more example. Jesus, what did you put? What did you put for an example of imagery?
I put
An underlined word on your paper.
I put a I hardly no. I have a silver in my thumb.
Okay, a sliver. A sliver is a cut, so he has a sliver in his thumb. So what are you picturing in your mind when you see here, I have a sliver in my thumb?
He has a cut.
He has a cut, very good. So Andy, press enter. So another example of imagery is I counted 16 chicken pox. So what are you going to picture in your mind?
Pox.
Chicken pox. What are you going to picture in your mind when you see 16 chicken pox? Andy?
Chicken pox on his face or his neck or his arm or his body.
Perfect, okay? So now we're going to talk about hyperboles. We're going to talk about the way that words can be exaggerated. So who is an example of hyperboles? Andy's hands up. I want to see more than just Andy's hand. Jenny's hands up. Kim, do you have an example of hyperbole? Something that's exaggerated. Okay, so you went to the restroom, so I'll have Andy help you. Andy, can you tell Kim what example would be of a hyperbole?
My brain is shrunk. I cannot hear.
My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. Why is that a hyperbole, Andy?
Because it exaggerating like it doesn't really shrink.
It didn't really shrink. Perfect. Okay, Kim, do you have an example now?
My tongue is filling up my mouth.
My tongue is filling up my mouth. Is that really going to happen?
No.
No, so he's doing what? Or the author's doing what? They're exaggerating.
It hurts really, really, really bad.
It hurts really, really bad. Okay, so Andy, go ahead, press enter. Okay, and again. Okay, so these are 2 examples I chose. My appendix pains each time it rains. Uh-oh.
I'm in prison.
It's okay. We'll just keep going without it. That's okay. We don't need it anymore. Okay? So the PowerPoint decided to stop working, but we'll just keep going. Well, no, it's okay. We'll just keep going. Okay? Because we only have a few more minutes left. So remember, a hyperbole is exaggerated words. So on the board just then was the line that said, my appendix pains each time it rains. So that means every time it rains, his appendix will hurt. Is that probably true?
No. Yeah.
Well, I don't think so. I think he's exaggerating. I think the author's using a hyperbole here to make you feel like they're really, 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 really sick. Because they don't want to go to?
Hospital.
No, where do they not want to go to? To school. So he's saying, I'm so sick I cannot go.
He's lying.
My appendix hurts, my throat's filling up my tongue, or my tongue's filling up my throat. Okay? So, number 3 on your worksheet was, Jesus, put your head up, please. Thank you. What did you picture in your mind when you read this poem? What did you picture? Jackie, what did you picture in your mind when you read this poem? Purple bumps. Were they sick? They weren't sick? No? Andy, what did you picture?
A kid in the bed with the thingy-majingy in the mouth.
With a thingy-majingy, a thermometer?
Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Jenny? What did you picture in your mind?
I pictured him with a rash.
Him with a rash? Okay? So, and number 5 was, why did the author use hyperboles in this poem? Why did he use hyperboles? Why would he want to use exaggerated terms? I see one hand, I want to see at least 3 hands up. Why would this author want to use exaggerated terms, hyperboles? Can I try to see 3 hands? No? Okay, Jenny, go ahead.
Because the author wants us to know that the poet is really sick.
Feeling really sick, but is he really sick, Jesus?
No.
No, he just wants to really, really get out of
The bed. School.
Get out of school. So he's exaggerating, saying, I'm so sick, I cannot
Then he goes
go.
out to play.
And then he's like, oh, you said it's Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play. So they were using all of these hyperboles and these imageries to make you think that they were really sick. Purple mumps, a curved back, my tongue is all in my throat. Okay, to make you think that they were really sick. And then at the end of the poem it said, oh, it's Saturday, I'm going to go outside to play. So they weren't really sick.
No.
No. Okay, so now,
To make it a good poem.
pardon?
They're saying that to make it a good poem.
To make it a good poem, yeah? Okay, so now on the last page of your packet is your exit ticket, and I want you to do this independently. Okay? So everyone should score at least a 4 out of 5 on this exit ticket. Okay, take your time. Okay, and I'm going to give everyone an extra 2 positive points because you've been fantastic. And no one earned a negative point today, which is amazing. Good job to you. Pat yourselves on the back. Or on the head. Okay, so I see everyone working. Jesus is reading. Andy's done a great job all class period and was my special helper with the computer. Thank you, Andy. Okay, Kim is using her testing strategies and crossing out the answers she knows are wrong. That's a great strategy to use.